Right guys, welcome to Belgium. We're looking for a good weekend to follow up on what was an absolutely sensational drive from George Russell. I never expected it, didn't see it coming, but it did come and it was fantastic. Belgium looking very woody, just like Spa in real life. I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm going to get this practice out of the way and let's hope we can have a good qualifying and maybe, just maybe, go one step further in the race. I'll see you in a sec. Right, so a 6th and 11th place in practice bodes well for the weekend. Russell in 6th, Latifi in 11th. Let's set up these perks for qualifying. Let's smash it out the park. Because I'll tell you something, I'm up for this weekend. They're not happy with their setups at all, so we will look to move these setups to get in the green a little bit more. So that is what George will go with. And the Tifi's also not happy. And that is what he will go with, and he will also go on softs. And this one I believe is Russell's time to go out first. Oh, let's hope he sets a blisterer to get us pumping a little bit. Here he comes out the pit lane. Let's get these tyres up to temperature. I can only presume it's going to be a long track like Belgium in real life. Either way, I don't really know, but I will presume it will be quite a lengthy track. I'd like to think they've kind of followed the idea of Spa looking at this. Latifi moaning about not doing a lap. Well, we're just sorting out Russell, mate, and then you will be out. Don't you worry. There we go. So Russell is sorted. Now Latifi will be sent out. And there goes Russell. Should come out, go ahead of us. He does indeed. Because there are quite a few cars there actually, which is good news for Russell. He set purple, but that won't last long. I would not have thought. No, Hamilton has gone and done purple in sector 1 now. I'm just waiting for Latifi to heat these tyres up because he's taking his time with it. George purple in sector 2, but inevitably will be taken away from us. He was only just under 2 tenths down. He's off sector 1. He's now 8 tenths down. The problem we've got here now with Latifi is he is stuck behind a car. So what can he do? Being stuck behind a car, I don't know. He'll try his best, I have no doubt. He's gone green in sector 1 and he's actually got past the other car, who's now got past him. He's green sector 2, that's faster than Russell in sector 2, for sure. And he crosses the line and is overall slower. Those first laps don't actually fill me with confidence. So we will let these tick away a little bit. Down to about 4 minutes and we'll do Russell. Oh, he's still not happy, is Russell. But if we give him a bit more, give him a little bit more, put him on some fresh tyres. And They're taking their time to set up his car, but here he comes now, George. Oh no. The rain has hit. The rain has hit. And unfortunately for George, for Latifi, that is Latifi out. Latifi will be out. George isn't going to improve, but it should mean he gets through to Q2 at the very least. Oh, it's coming down heavily. Just bring him in. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. There's no point in going out on anything, so we will just fly through. I feel sorry for Latifi, but it is what it is. There's not much we can do. We can't make the track magically dry. And there we go. So Russell is indeed through. People are going out and into, it's just pointless. You're not going to improve on a time you've already set on slicks. And right now, that's a bit of a daunting message. Hamilton 5/10 above anybody. So there we are. Latifi is out and qualified in 17th place. That's quite scary. Even on inters, Pierre Gasly does a faster time than Nikita Mazepin on slicks. We will take qualifying because George is still in it. I believe it's sunny. It's dried up. I think it rains near the end of the session as well. George is very happy with the setup. So what we have to do now is we have to time any second run to perfection. Any second run he might do, we have to time it to perfection. Try and get these tyres nice and warm for him. Give him the best grip he can possibly have. Come on, George. Pull out a good, decent lap. Perfect lap tyres. And so here he goes, looking to set a lap time. Not necessarily that it's obviously going to go for like pole or anything, but just to make us competitive at the start of the race. He is a 10th down on Hamilton after the first sector. He's 3/10 down after sector 2. And he's 3/10 down after sector 3. That is not a bad lap from George Russell at all. There are plenty of cars that should go slower. And there are indeed. George Russell's currently 6th. So when's the rain coming? Are we going to? Where are we? We've got a 2/10 lead. I'm going to save our softs. I'm going to save our super softs. I'm just going to pray no one goes quicker because I don't think they'll wait. I think before they go out, the rain might hit. So there is the rain. It goes dry again. But it does start to rain right when they will probably come out, and it's heavy rain. And George Russell is going to be in Q3. Oh, it's heavy rain. And we make it to Q3. Max Verstappen setting the fastest time in Q2. Who's going to set the fastest time in Q3? So in Q2 we lose Checo, Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, Esteban Ocon and Yuki Tsunoda. So if we take Q3, this means we have to race on those tyres from Q2, which is a bit disappointing. Didn't really want to do that, but you know, if you ever find a negative, in this session there will be no rain. So yeah, here he comes. George will be out for his outlap. Nicholas wonders why. I mean, today he's got very unlucky, but it's just a common occurrence that George just does better, whether it's qualifying or the race. Even when he starts behind Latifi in a race, he generally does better. So then, George will do his lap now, and I presume soon we'll. Yeah, Lewis is right behind him, so we'll find out. He's the 10th down there. Oh, he's going well, I think here, George. That's a decent one. He's 2/10 down there. Let's just hope he only loses another 10th here as he hits that one. Yep, he's 3/10 down. He's only going to do one lap in this session. So let's find out where George Russell is going to start in the Belgian Grand Prix. At the moment, he sits in P4. He won't be going out again. No, I'm sorry, George. We are going to save the Super Softs just in case we need them. I'm sure you can, but it's not today. We will see whether it's enough. A P4 would be a fantastic starting place. Mr. Saturday, can he pull it out of the bag again? He's lost out to Ricciardo, he's lost out to Bottas. It's a P7 start. That is not a bad starting place for a Williams car. George Russell, take a bow. Lewis Hamilton's on pole. But that's not what we're excited about. George Russell smashing out of the park again. He's an absolute gem of a racer. And here we are for race day in Belgium. So medium tire is going to play a bit more of a part, so we're going to give him that as a perk. Same with Latifi. In fact, for Latifi, that is what he will be on. He's not happy with his downforce sense. We're going to just take a little bit of downforce off him, and he will also be starting on a medium tyre. Let's get down to the grid. Let's get ready. It's Hamilton on pole. It's Verstappen second. Carlos Sainz and Leclerc, both the Ferraris making up the second row. Valtteri Bottas starts fifth alongside Daniel Ricciardo. George Russell with that fantastic qualifying will start 7th. Lando Norris is in 8th. Sebastian Vettel starts 9th and Kimi Raikkonen is in 10th place. On the 6th row of the grid we've got Checo in the Red Bull and Lance Stroll in 12th. Then it's Antonio Giovinazzi in 13th and Esteban Ocon alongside him in 14th. Yuki Tsunoda will sit in 15th alongside Fernando Alonso. Nicholas Latifi got a little bit screwed, starts 17th, while Pierre Gasly will start 18th. Nikita Mazepin and Mick Schumacher prop up the field as per usual in the Haas. Here we go. We're looking for lights out. And it's go, go, go. George doesn't quite get the launch that he normally does do off the start. He is still in 7th though. He's just lost ground on the cars in front quite dramatically. And Vettel is right behind him. What can George do? Can he? At the moment he seems competent. He seems happy just to be tootling around where he is. No real threat from behind. Now he's right up behind a Ferrari. As he comes round, Latifi's propping up the field. I'm not sure I'm happy about that. But we focus on Russell, who's losing ground here, and he's going to go, once we get through here, there, ERS, same for Latifi, let's go. The McLaren's using ERS as well, so we're going to have to use it to kind of defend. We just haven't got anything with either. The ERS just hasn't benefited. Oh no, Russell has crept up into 6th place. He's now trying to get down the inside of the Ferrari into 5th. Brilliant move. Fantastic driving from George Russell. And he defends as well, getting the inside line to keep hold of his 5th place. Nicholas Latifi's just tootling around. He's not having a great Grand Prix, in all fairness to him. We're going to now speed it up a little bit because we're in a part of the Grand Prix where we're just waiting for a pit stop pretty much. We're waiting for the right time to pit. And the McLarens are right behind us. And I mean they're right behind us. Nicholas Latifi is back in last place again. There's going to be a safety car. "64 seconds. I'll be honest with you, we ain't going to get round, so no. Under a virtual safety car we weren't going to get around, so there's no point in us trying to take advantage of this virtual safety car. And there we go, we are racing again. So George Russell try and do what he can to keep hold of these positions. I think the McLaren is pitting this lap. I think. Which is funny because this is now when George is going to pit. There's 27 laps. He could theoretically do a one stop. We're not going to try the one stop. The one stop is far too risky. So we're going to do that. And that will be George into the pits. Here's Nicholas Latifi in 16th place. Latifi's in 16th place, but he's doing absolutely nothing. There's a mistake on the front jack which has cost Russell quite a bit of time. which means Russell has dropped behind Sainz and Raikkonen. Latifi is certainly playing the long game, I feel. And we are going to play him. He can possibly do the one stop. Maybe we'll get close enough to take the move. We can make the move. And Latifi's up to 8th place. So where's George? He's currently right behind Bottas and Verstappen. Try and use a little bit of ERS to try and gain on them, but they will probably start to pull away, those two. Mazepin's in the pit now. Mazepin. George Russell will tootle around in there. And there is Latifi. He's got that Ferrari all over him. He's just got to be smart about it as Latifi. That's all we can ask. Be smart. Don't. And he's let the Ferrari through. So we look to take advantage, but he gets blocked off. Good defensive driving. And he is our focus now, as Latifi. As a sort of, when do we pit for our... Could we go mediums again, maybe? Or do we have to go softs? There goes Bottas on Latifi. Possibly followed quite quickly by Kimi. It did come. George is doing really well behind. He's catching right up to Latifi, who will do what he always does, what he can, does Latifi. And we're going to push these tyres as far as we can with Latifi to try and make it possible the one stop, because ultimately there are possible points here for him if he can make the one stop work. He just has to make the one stop work for it to be possible. And right now he's doing a decent job of making that one stop possible. Verstappen right behind Latifi. We are going to pit him this lap and hope that he can make these softs go to the end. Fingers crossed. But not only with that, what he has managed to do more than anything is he's brought George Russell back into this race a little bit. So Lando Norris has pit again. He's gone for the undercut on George. So he's gone to conserve his tyres. Now George is trying to do whatever he can with these tyres. Maybe not actually. He's on 24%. Yeah, he's gone past. This lap we pit with 8 laps to go onto super softs. So George has just lost a place to Schumacher. The rain has come, and that could really fuck up George. I mean, the mistakes on George's pit stop are going to fuck him up. It's rain to the end. Why do I never check the weather? As long as it doesn't get too wet, maybe we can stay out. Ignore. Carlos Sainz might be onto a winner though. Problem is, the water on track is damp, but it's not terrible out there for us. Unless everyone goes in for inters, which I just don't see happening. Although there are cars that are going to need to pit. George is looking absolutely rapid on those. We're staying out. I don't think it's going to get damp enough to warrant us changing to inters for the cost of a pit stop, whereas I think other cars might pit for inters. Carlos Sainz, on the other hand, is absolutely flying through everybody. But if other cars get nervous, like your Gasly's and Schumachers have, they can pit. We can just carry on as we are. Russell has got an inters behind him, amazingly. And now Leclerc, maybe it going to inters would have been better. We're going to speed it up because we've made the call, and it's just, yeah, it's gone wrong. The inters runners are just going to pick us off, aren't they? There goes the Aston Martin. Final lap of the race. Gasly will pick off Latifi, who's now in 14th. Carlos Sainz could win the race. He didn't. Disappointing. Valtteri Bottas hung on to the Grand Prix in the end. Carlos Sainz almost with an absolute strategical masterclass. But all in all, a very disappointing Grand Prix from us. The rain kind of screwed it. I think it was coming into place where maybe we were looking at a double points finish. But not to be. I did think there was a double points finish in there for us with Latifi doing the one stop. And then you've got George, who was on them super softs. I think we could have really competed. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. It was a disappointing Grand Prix. Should we have changed to inters? Would we have got points? Probably. Being honest about it, had we went to inters, we probably would have got points from that race. But I made a call, it didn't work out, and ultimately we haven't really paid much of a price, so it's not the end of the world, and we move on from today and we go to next weekend, because that was a bit underwhelming at the end there, especially when it looked like we were definitely going to get that double points finish, I think. But it is what it is. So only improve. There's a little bit of improvement on people. Yeah, a little bit. 930,000 comes in. That's a decent amount. And as we save the game, we will find out we are in Germany next. We'll go to Munich with all hopes and aspirations to do a hell of a lot better than we did this weekend. I'll catch you guys there. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.